Hello. Chapter 7. Interviewing Candidates. After studying this chapter, you should be able to 1. List the main types of selection interviews. 2. Explain and illustrate at least 6 factors that affect the usefulness of interviews. 3. Explain and illustrate each. Guidelines for being a more effective interviewer. 4. Effectively interview a job candidate. Basic features of interviews. The interview. The procedures designed to obtain information from a person through oral response or to oral inquiries. Types of interviews. Selection interviews, a personal interview, exit interview. Interviews formats, structures, and structures. Types of interviews. Selection interview. A selection procedure designed to predict future job performance on the basis of applicants' oral responses to oral inquiries. A personal interview. As sections following a performance appraisal in which supervisor and employees discuss the employee's rating and possible remedial actions. Exit interview. An interview to elect information about the job or related matter to the employers, some insight into what is right or wrong about the firm. Formats of interviews. Unstructured or non-direct interview. Unstructured conversations style interview in which the interviewer pushes points of interest as they come up in response to questions. Structures or directive in interview. An interview following a set sequences of questions. Interview contents. Types of questions. Situational interview. A series of job-related questions that focus on how the candidate would behave in a given situation. Behavior interview. A series of job-related questions that focus on how they reacted of actual situations in the past. Job-related interview. A series of job-related questions that focus on relevant past job-related behaviors. Interview content. Types of questions. Stress interview. An interview in which the interviewer seeks to make an applicant uncomfortable with anxiety. The rude questions that sponsoredly to spot sensitive applicants and those with low or high stress tolerance. Puzzle questions. Recruiters of technical finance and other types of jobs use questions to pose problems requiring unique out-of-the-box solutions to see how candidates think under pressure. Personal or individual interviews. Unstructured sequential interview. An interview in which each interviewer forms an independent opinion after asking different questions. Structured sequential interview. An interview in which the applicant is interviewed sequentially by several persons. Each rates the applicant on a standard form. Panel interview. An interview in which a group of interviewers questions the applicant. Panel broad interview. An interview in which a group of interviewers questions the applicant. Mass interview. A panel interviews several candidates simultaneously. Computerized interviews. Computerized selection interview. An interview in which a job candidate's oral and or computerized replies are obtained in response to computerized oral, visual, or written questions and or situations. Characters. Reduce amount of time managers devote to interviewing acceptable candidates. Applicants are more honest with computers. Avoids problem of interpersonal interviews. Mechanical nature of computer aids interview can leave an applicant dissatisfied. Factors affecting interviews. First impressions. The tendency for interviewers to jump to conclusions make snap judgments about candidates during the first few minutes of the interview. Negative bias. Unfortunate information about an applicant influence interviewers more than does positive information.